Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to BridgingMinds Architecting Intelligence. My name is Daniel. I'm from BridgingMinds, and I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Vijay has got a lot of things to share about AI, and I would like to now welcome Vijay to start the webinar. Vijay, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel, and good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Vijay, loud and clear.
Okay, good. So thank you very much. And first of all, I thank you all, okay, for joining this webinar. Yeah, so AI is in the air already. So it's good to see. And when I see some of the attendees' names, I can see some of our customers, some of my past students. They are all, eager to listen to a lot of good stuff coming up. Okay, so it's good to see a lot of returning customers too. Definitely, this webinar is going to be a lot of informative for you. There's a lot of information here. And there's also a lot of, myths and realities which has to be shaken down now. So you're going to see that. Okay, so the webinar I have split into three components. First, I'm going to show what is the current situation, what's happening now, then what BridgingMinds is going to offer, then in the future, what are the developments that is going to happen. Okay, so it's going to be like that. So let me share my slides. So my full name is Vijay Kumar. Let me introduce myself. Yeah, I'm one of the principal consultant in BridgingMinds. I facilitate a lot of, technical management courses like PMP, Prince2, Lean Six Sigma, and I'm an ITIL master. I also train a lot of technical courses CompTIA Data Plus, DevOps, a few other language courses. Well, I was working in MNCs before, so I had gained a lot of experience, in terms of programming, in terms of project management, IT service management, deployment. So I have come through a lot of, evolutions of IT landscape. And that's my email address. So if you have any doubts in the future, you can email me. Okay. And I once again thank you all, okay, for attending this webinar. So you're going to see a lot of information. Now, let me start something very interesting. This is from my own experience. You can see some snippets here, okay? This is my Bachelor of Computer Engineering project. This is my capstone project. That was in the 90s. So I designed an expert system. Expert system is a type of AI, artificial intelligence. So I designed this it's called SIDCA. It's for diagnosis and treatment of cardiovascular ailments. So two of my other project mates, yeah, we joined together. And then I took the architecting part and the design part. My other friends, they took the data collection. So we just split load. So basically, it's a combined effort. So in those days, which I'm telling in the 90s, AI is at a very like a child stage. So only few universities, few students, few research colleges, institutes, they were experimenting. Because even though AI has been there for decades, since 1950s, but it was not well recognized. It was not given proper, government recognition. It was not given proper grant. So it was more like a hypothetical stuff going on, only on the paper, just drawing some mathematical calculations and some hypothetical, testing, playing with some simple, computer, hardware. Then when electronics boomed in the 70s, then slowly, this AI came into a kind of a growing child stage. Then again, people thought, it's a kind of a hopeless experiment. Then they dropped it. Then when I was studying computer engineering, so I was going through some research papers and articles. And it inspired me. Okay, let's start something. So that is what, so what I'm showing you is my personal work. So I just took, like some snippets here and there, but I need to hide certain details for my other, like a team, I mean, project mates privacy purpose. So, but you can see some snippets here, the flow charts, and I use the language called Prolog. Then there was another language called Lisp, Lisp. Yeah, some of you would have come across these stuff. So these were the languages we used. And all the source code, I typed it and I stored in a 1.44 MB floppy disk. That was the 90. Some of you might remember, a very thin, like a floppy disk. 1.44 MB, that's a maximum, like storage capacity during those days. So that was in the 90s. Then again, after that, I was trying to, do some research and continuation on this, but none of them, like recognize this because again, I told you, nobody, like saw AI as a serious stuff. Then I just continued my other businesses and I moved on. But today, the AI adoption has come back again in a tremendous percentage. So those days, people don't even care about that AI stuff. But now it has become a fantastic, like a kind of a buzzword, and everyone is talking about it globally. So now even the recruitment is going on at more than 143%. So it means that for every, like a tech role, there's more than, like 100 engineers are being, like wanted. But are the skill set available? No. So that's the situation today. So this AI is not new. It started long back in the 1940s, 50s. Then they gave a kind of a break. Break means that just it went to the grave for more like 30 years. Then again in the 1980s, it was resurrected. Then again in the 90s, it went to the grave again. So now in the 2020s, it was resurrected again. Now it's going to be there forever because of the advanced, like technologies, softwares, hardwares, cloud computing, advanced, like infrastructure. So this AI is there going to stay forever. So we all started from a very narrow intelligence, which is called stage one. So this is the one currently we are still working on. So most of our expert system, decision-making systems, so-called AI agents is all still here. Then stage two, yeah, this is artificial general intelligence. This is more like a human level intelligence. Yeah, people are just stepping into it. So still in the experimentation stage. And then the super intelligence, this is the future. So in this three stages, we are in the stage one, almost like 90% completed. And now slowly the stage two is also in the development now, maybe 10, 20%. And what are the types of applications, currently people are using it? There are four types you can see here. One is a reactive machine. That is, you key in some data, you ask some questions, it'll react. Like my expert system. The expert system, like my idea was to, like enable or even replace the cardiologist. So that was my original intention. So, like that was really, like too, like a hyper optimistic, but it's going to happen. So in the future, if you are at home, you can just deploy the system and then you can keep, the system will ask you a lot of questions. You keep keying in the data. Finally, it'll give you a diagnosis. So that's reactive machines. And now limited memory is also useful. Like, for example, all our autonomous, like vehicles, drones, a lot of automated machines are here. So now, as of today, type 1 and type 2 is the place where now we are working. Type 3 is a bit advanced AI, and type 4 is going to be in a hypothetical stage for another 20 years. So type 3 and 4 is all for the future generation. But for the next, like 10, 15 years, we are going to revolve around type 1 and type 2. So it means that we are going to be roughly in the stage 1 and stage 2. So this is the current situation. So a lot of people may think or may say, oh, like AI. So is it going to replace human beings? No. AI will never replace human beings. The more advanced, like the machines and the thinking becomes, our human brain also is going to be advanced. Okay, more than that. So what is your primary motivation to learn AI? I just want to see before I go into the details. So there's a QR code here. I just want to see, okay? So can you please, scan this using your handphone? And let me see, okay? So I have a polling, site going on. So just give me a minute. Let me start the poll. And this is your QR code. Yeah, can you all please, scan the QR code and tell me why you want to learn AI? What is your primary motivation? Is it for career or building some AI stuff? Or you just want to be in the business side? Or you want to be in the emerging technologies? Or a simple reason, make more money? Or others? I don't know why I'm sitting here. My friend asked me to just sign up this webinar. I'm sitting here. Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I can see some results going on here. Yeah, I'll just keep the while for a while. Okay, done? Okay, great. Let's see the results. Oh, okay, good. Now that's our goal, career advancement, huh? Okay, so I'm seeing 39 votes. How many of you are here? I think we have 50 over, right? So others, you can also plot in. Try. We have around like 60 over audience. Guess. Yeah, I think half of them are not doing. Okay, try again. Just try. Just give your view. Accordingly, I can give you more information. Huh? Okay. Shall we see once again? Okay, great. So still, career advancement stands as the high level rank, which is good. And still people want to make more money and build AI, okay, products. Okay, great. So understanding AI business decision. So mainly we are looking at the career advancement. So, just a note, let me take a snap of it so that, I can use it for my future research. Okay, great. Okay, now let's dive in. So you're here for career advancement. Okay, great. Then what should be your career goal then? Right? So what should be your career goal? What do you want to achieve? So here there are, like X and Y axis you can see. On the X axis, there's a technical depth. Then on the Y axis, if you want to be an individual or a leader. So where do you want to position yourself? Because AI is a huge stuff. It's a big ocean. So where do you want to position yourself? So I'll give you a gist of it first, okay, a summary of it. Well, let's start from machine learning engineer. If you want to know all the nuts and bolts of the hardware, software, okay, how to assemble these parts, okay, so you should learn the machine learning concept. A bit of, like a program, not bit, a lot of programming, some database concepts, and some technical depth, some mathematical, applied mathematics too, okay? Whereas if you're going to be a one level up, the machine level engineer, then you may become a data scientist. So there's a career growth here. After, like a machine learning or deep learning, you may become a data scientist. There you will go further deep into specialized, in mathematical areas. And then you will try to, like design certain things for your business, especially the business decision-making models. So on the left-hand side is more of technical depth. It's more of the depth. Then on the right-hand side, you can see here a lot of, like business, like counterparts. So if you want to become a solution architect, AI solution architect, you understand your internal or external business perspective, and then you're going to design some AI systems, whether for internal business or for external customers. It's up to you. Then someone must sell these products, right? So there's an AI product manager comes into the picture, and he or she knows both the AI concepts and the business. Now she is the one going to link the AI knowledge with the business. Then there's a central role. Now I call this as a enterprise architect, but this can be a chief AI officer or a chief data officer, any C-level executive. I don't want to give a name chief here because nowadays everyone is running in a kind of a peer style, organization. So enterprise AI architect who drives a high level strategy governance. So this person must understand all the concepts at the high level. That's the AI enterprise level AI architect. Now, these are the positions, right? Now, you put yourself in today's, like based on your current skills, you visualize where do you want to go. Of course, there will be an overlapping of skills, that's for sure. But you have to be there one day, right? Now, take all these guys, and then I'm going to design an AI team. So look at my AI team. It's a garage. So you can see a lot of, like people working together, right? And now let's start from again. Let's say our solutions architect here. Okay. Now this person receives a customer's proposal that, this market or the customer or the internal business, they need something, a model. So she designs. And at the same time, like whatever she designs is also validated by a data scientist. So the data scientist will say from the paper onto the reality, how it look like. So the solutions architect will join hands with the data scientist who works as like an aerodynamics engineer to design, okay, from the paper into the reality. So data scientist could be the guy who is designing the prototype also, because this fellow knows all the details, the nitty-gritties of the design stuff. And there could be one or two models successful or failure. Now, solution architect and the data scientist, they confirm a particular model. Then they pass it to our engineers. So engineers are the one who's actually, like assembling all the small programs, hardwares, the libraries, all the nitty-gritty stuff. They are the one, like testing, okay, designing, doing all the deployment work. So this is the heart of the entire garage. So if you're a IT service provider, or if you're working in any type of organization, you need these people, ML engineers. So they are the one going to assemble everything for you, test it. Finally, everything is done. We call it a UAT, right? User acceptance testing. That's the one is finally going to be handed over to the product manager, and she's going to sell the product to the internal or the external people. So now who's overseeing this entire, like work? You can see our chief car officer, the AI architect. Now that's the person sitting there. You can call them as a board of directors, all the executives, governance, AI governance, IT governance, and you name it. So they are the ones sitting there and governing the whole thing, that all these people, they align to the business strategies, business goals. Of course, you have a lot of doubts and questions here. Just hold on for a while. Let me finish the whole webinar. Then we have a separate Q&A session. Okay, you can ask those questions then. Okay, yeah. For time being, I'm just giving you where you can position yourself. Hey, so now today, why AIT matters, why I designed this, and why today's environments need this. Because new roles are popping up. All the old, like old high school degrees, and they are the highest degrees and diplomas, right? They are churning out, like a lot of, engineers. So they have certain skill sets. So there's a high demand for the AI engineers, almost like 143%. And AI solutions architect roles also is going up because a lot of, experience, like professionals like you have, like 5, 10, 15, 20 years of experience where you're going to, push it. And again, AI market, both the selling market and the buying market is growing tremendously. Even Singapore is also, like investing, over like 400, 500 billions of dollars in the AI, like environment. Because every industry is adopting it. Finance, manufacturing, education, retail, e-commerce, you name it, it's all there. Like I told you, AI is going to stay forever. So for you, it's very, very important. So if you look at your profile, you may be an IT professional, you could be a beginner, you could be a business stakeholder, or anyone. If you're an IT professional, you're already having, like 5 to 20 years of experience, right? So use all your legacy knowledge and then push it to the AI side. And for beginners, this is the right time to enter. So don't miss the boat. If you miss the boat, if you miss the train, then it'll be difficult to catch. And for business stakeholders, a lot of people say, oh, AI fails. I have invested a few $1 million. It fails. It doesn't give me the ROI. Why? Because you don't recruit the right people. You think that ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, all these things can solve business problems. No. They will just only help you, enables you. But what I'm going to, like show you down the road is going to set up an AI team internally for you so that you can build your own models. So you may use all the other external softwares, apps. It's okay, fine. But how about your privacy, data privacy? How about your data protection? How about your confidentiality? So there's a lot of things comes in the picture. So bringing AI into the organization is just not a skill set. It's a mindset shift. You need to reorient your whole, like governance, your IT department, your compliance into, like kind called systems and probabilities, meaning that, like, will our business succeed in the next 10 days? Will our business succeed in the next, like 10 weeks? Will our customer churn? Will our customer run away in the next, like 2 months? So you're going to deal with a lot of, like probabilities. So all the backdoor information, like say automation, optimization, just push it to the backside. So all your front loader should be in terms of probabilities and the systems, businesses, ROI. So AI is very, very important for all of you. And like I told you, there's a plenty of, like skills gap. Today, a lot of businesses, like they, like when they say AI adoption fails, is because, they are lacking the skills. They're lacking the skills. So today, like this is a very general, like a work distribution. So I'll just assume, okay, if you are a service provider or any, like a business, like domain, your team, there is only 10% of them is helping building models. The other 15% sitting at the top level just managing. I don't know what they're going to manage. Then the 30%, they're just focusing on the deployment stuff. Then 25% are working in the monitoring day-to-day stuff and then handling all the customer calls. Then there's another 20% data preparation and cleaning is going on. This is what is happening today, mostly in the big MNCs where they can afford millions of dollars in AI investment. Now, you could be from a small scale or a mid scale or a large scale MNC. It's okay. Now, think about this workload, how you want to design your AI team, what work you want to focus more on. You design it, you define it. So I'm just giving you the today's picture of how AI work is distributed in big MNCs. So take this as a guideline, and then you go and redesign based on your business goals. So you need a variety of skill sets. A lot of, like big bosses whom I have come across in my past training. For the first thing when I ask them, like, do you have a AI team in your workplace? They say no, we don't have because we need a lot of like PhD holders, master degree holders. No, there's a lot of myths revolving there. First of all, you don't need a PhD in advanced mathematics. No need. You just need a lot of applied mathematics. In simple words, if you know how to solve practical problem solving, some critical analysis, some, like complex analysis thinking, that's enough. You can also train them, okay, step by step. Do you need to master 5+ programming languages? Well, during my days, like when I used to, like do a lot of coding, yeah, like programmers out of their own interest, we learn, okay, 10 different languages. But today, Python, that's a master language. That one language can, like help you almost like 95% of your, like AI roles. And anyone can learn Python today. Just, like log into YouTube in a matter of like, say, 2 weeks, you can be a basic programmer. It has become so easy. And with the help of, like a lot of, like softwares, we can also generate coding very fast. You just need to evaluate it. That's all. Then the SQL, structured query language. This is to handle the database query. So if you know Python and SQL, which you can learn within a month, that's more than enough. You don't need 5 different languages. And a lot of, like experienced professionals whom I have come across, they say my traditional skills are irrelevant. No. See, you guys have gained, like a plenty of, like project management skills, human resource management skills. Okay, right from the, like the beginning of your career. Now you're going to use it, like your design, your testing. When I say testing, there's a 20 types of testing, right? Unit testing, system integration testing, stress testing, performance testing, load testing. There's so many. Bring all the knowledge into your current AI frontier. That's a rare, like competitive advantage. Only you can have it. The beginners may not have it. Okay. The market is oversaturated and it's too late to start. No, it's just a mindset law. Okay, because there's always a 100% of demand happening everywhere. So this is the right time that you need to jump into the growing market. So that's the reality. So from that perspective, in Bridging Minds, we have designed a kind of a path, a career journey for you. See, like I told you, AI is still evolving. So what you're seeing this year may evolve, okay, into a something different next year, the following year. So based on our current and futuristic predictions, so in Bridging Minds, we start the course with called AI Foundation. We are starting with AI Foundation, and then we are helping you to branch out into an AI, a specialist engineer, something like ML engineer, or you may become a consultant, okay, or you may become an architect. It's up to you. Okay, so there's no it's like a strict, like a path here. You may even overlap. Sometimes after finishing, like say ML engineering, right, you may want to learn something towards a consulting or architecting. Go ahead. It's up to you. There's always an overlapping here. There's always a blend we give you. Then there are some niche specialization, especially the non-technical, the bosses, leaders, business stakeholders. Do you want to become an AI consultant? Go ahead. But top it up with some governance, some ethics. And if you want to know how AI agents work, also you are going to learn. So these are some niche area where there's going to be a lot of blend is going to happen. So this is just an overview, the detailed path. Our sales consultants and our sales managers will discuss with you down the road. We will post it in our website. You will, know in the upcoming weeks. And for our continuing, like a journey, whoever wants to go into the cloud AI, we also provide, next year onwards. Because cloud AI is still in the experimentation models. So only big companies, like say Google, Microsoft, they are able to provide. But we are also thinking from private and hybrid areas. So that's for our future. Okay. Now, when I say that, like you are going into an engineer, consultant, and architect, what exactly you're going to learn? Now, let me give you an interesting part here. You all learned your chemistry subjects, and in the chemistry, you learned about a periodic table, right? Mendeleev's periodic table with all the, atomic weights, number of valence electrons, number of protons, neutrons. Same way, right? For copper, aluminum, lead, bronze, tin, like this. Now, similarly, IBM engineers have designed an AI periodic table. This is a very interesting one. You can, learn from the internet later, but let me give you an interesting stuff. So you see, we're horizontally, row-wise. So today, people are, like playing with a prompt, which is called the primitives. Then there are some numerical representation of certain things. Then there's a large language model like our ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, like this. Now, this is where we are now loitering, the primitives. Then if you combine one or more primitives, you will get some compositions. These are something kind of a stacking. That is, you assemble a few models, few embeddings, and you will get functions, you will some guardrails like this, you will go to the next horizontal row. Then once you become familiar with this, then you go into the next row called the deployment. This is where a lot of autonomous decision-making systems are going to happen. And today, we are just stuck here in the agents. And then in the future, in the next upcoming years, there's going to be a lot of multi-agents, a lot of synthetic data, thinking model. These are all the emerging, which is still in the hypothetical situation, some experimentation that will come up in the long run. So now when I say that, like BridgingMinds is going to help you, okay, it's going to guide you, it's going to be a lighthouse for you to become an engineer, to become a consultant, or even architect, or one day you're going to be a AI, like a board of governance. So if you're going to be there, so what are the items that you're going to learn? Yeah, you're going to learn the first row, which is primitives, then followed by the compositions, then followed by the deployment agents and other future stuff if it is available. So these are all the technical elements that you're going to learn. For technical people, we are going to deep dive all these areas. For non-technical business, like leaders, you're just going to be exposed to the concepts. Because you should know what your subordinates are doing, right? So you should be just exposed. Right? So that's a concept that we are moving towards. So this is what is now, as of today, that's happening in the AI world. So in Bridging Minds, what we are going to do, like I told you, yeah, we are going to help you to move you towards the AI consultant or AI architect path, right? So we have joined with some industry experts and some content experts, and then we have come out with our, courses. So which is going to start with the two pillars of AI called Predictive AI and Gen AI, which is a generative AI. So what is this Predictive AI and Generative AI? So let me show you. Predictive AI, it's been there for decades. In the late 90s and early 2000s, when I used to work in the business intelligence, business warehouse, data warehouse, those type of projects, we just look at the historical patterns and then we predict, what will happen next. So it helps like a strategic analyst sitting next to me. So if I'm a business planner, if I am a business, like leader, my strategic analyst is my softwares. But those days, the hardware, software, and all the data storage mechanism was limited. So my prediction probability is also limited. But today, with the arrival of all the latest, like advanced, infrastructure and technology, now 60% of today's AI business value comes from this predictive AI models. So by just loading, like millions and millions of historical data, the business can predict a lot of things for you. So it gives you a kind of a probability, a kind of a classification, how certain things, like can happen in your business. Just give me a minute. So that's predictive. So predictive is acting as an enabler for you. But when it comes to generative AI, which is in short, we call it a Gen AI, this is a creative guy. So these models, right, will help you to create new content, new, like text, images, code, like now what you're seeing in a Gemini, Claude, and all that, they're creating new stuff, right? That includes, all the fake videos also. So it's all by this Gen AI. So for your organization, if you're going to need a lot of new content, okay, new models has to be created for your own use. You will not be able to rely on other external parties forever because your personal data, your data privacy, your confidentiality, your companies, like security, everything should be revealed to the external party. So build your own predictive and Gen AI models. So that's why you need an AI team. I know a lot of, like banks and other organizations, they prohibit using ChatGPT or any other Gemini, any other, like GPT softwares within their office environment. They restrict it. Of course, they use Microsoft, like Copilot, but again in a restricted manner based on some, like NDA. So when we say that, like you need to build your own models, these generative or Gen AI models is going to predict at a very high speed. So we call this as a prediction on steroids. A very simple example is when you type the like messages or email, hi, how are? The next word automatically appears, right? You. Yeah, that's a AI model. But in the mobile phone or in the email, it's a very simple form. Think about, having a Gen AI sitting next to you, predicting the next, like model, the next, like a business product or business service that you're going to sell to the customer. And if the prediction is at a very high speed, definitely your business is also going to be highly competitive. So in order to, like go into the Gen AI, what are the skill sets we need? Yeah, you can see here, prompt engineering, prompt frameworks, a lot of LLM, large language models, then RAGs. This is what I showed you in the periodic table. So in order to learn both predictive and Gen AI, you need to know some, like a little bit of coding. Okay. And if you want to go deep into this, obviously only machine ML engineers or deep learning engineers can do it. But for business leaders, you know the concept. You should know what do you mean by a predictive AI, what do you mean by Gen AI models, how they work, how they help the business, and what as a business leader you must do. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just show you a simple examples so that you can visualize how this things works. Okay, Google Colab screen. Okay. So, like in my future classes in Bridging Minds, we are going to use a Google Colab, and then we are going to, like set up all the, the machine learning stuff. So just to show you some coding here. So if you want to use, let's say, GPUs, like I told you, GPUs nowadays is very expensive. So this is the one, like currently, like people are, like paying, like the extra dollars. But let's use a simple CPU now. And I'll show you an example. I have already did some coding, okay, so that I don't want to waste the time here. So let's take a simple, like a predictive AI model. That like you want to like analyze why your customers are running away from your business. That's called as a customer churn. So this is what Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, these guys are all using it on a, like every day, every hour. They are trying to see which customer buys which product and why customers join and why customers leave. And especially in e-commerce, this is very, very, very common these days. So if you want to design a predictive model, how do you do that, right? Well, if you're going to deep into the machine learning and deep learning areas, obviously you need to know Python, right? So I'll just show you, like how certain things can be done. So if I'm the data scientist or a machine learning engineer, first I need to, like set up my data, my input data. So I'm setting up my data. So in Google Colab is very easy. Just type your code and then you click here, run, then it'll run something for you. So you can see here, okay, that customers is just a random, 5 customers are generated. Okay, you can see how many times they are coming to your website, the purchasing frequency, and how long they are staying in your website, the session duration, and like some of their products is not good, so they raise the support ticket. And based on that, you can see the churn. 0 means they stay, 1 means they leave. So this is what our data scientists and the machine learning engineers have combined together. They have designed this. Now, what is the next thing that the business stakeholders need? They need to understand, like, can I, like run this, okay, and then do some prediction? Well, the data scientists and the ML, they decide, yes, you can run this and then you can predict. So the model accuracy will be 73.54, 50%, 73.50. So if I'm an ML engineer or a data scientist, I'm going to, like tell this accuracy to my AI product manager or to the AI, like consultant or to the big bosses. This is the accuracy. I can go for it. Okay, so now there is a customer, a specific customer. Now let's test. So for this, specific customer, your boss wants to predict whether this customer will stay or leave. So what I'm going to do, I'm keying in that particular customer data, and then it gives me an action. Yes, churn probability is 100% based on the input that specific customer. So 100% means what? Definitely the customer will run away. So what is action? Send 25% discount immediately. A kind of a voucher. That's what you're seeing in your Shopee and Lazada and Amazon and NTUC everywhere. Because they know that, if the NTUC, the Apple or Orange, the fab price, the price increases, people don't buy. So 2 days later, if you go, you will see, like 5 apples for like $5 or $4. But now if you go there, you see 5 apples for, like $25. They know that's what they're doing. So every day or sometimes every hour, okay, big businesses, okay, they use these models to predict. So this is a very simple, what I showed you is a very simple thing. Okay. But this is what the the AI architects, AI consultants must be aware. AI architects and consultants, they just need to be aware of these concepts. They're not going to do the programming. Like I showed you, the team garage, the AI team, this will be done by the, like all the data scientists and the ML engineers. But if you're going to be the AI consultant or AI, like uh, uh, kind of enterprise architect level, you must know some of the concepts like random forest classifier. Can you see this here? Now, the data scientists or the ML engineers, they design this. But if you're an AI architect, you must ask them, okay, how do you guys train the model? Can you explain it? Because you must know the internal, the engine parts, man, right? See, you can be a car driver, but if you don't know how to remove a wheel and fix it, then that's a problem, right? Then along the journey, if you're stuck, then do you call yourself a full driver? No, that's what. So you must ask these guys, like, how do you train this? How do you know the accuracy is, like good, better, or best? So such algorithms, random forest classifier is a special algorithm. So the ML engineers will explain, okay, we are using this to do some, like training. Okay, so all these things are learned at the specialist and the AI engineer level. So different people needs different skill sets. But like I told you, There'll be definitely a crossover. There'll be blend of, like knowledge is required. So that's up to you to focus on. Okay. So that's about, like one. I'll also show you another one. Maybe some, okay. Maybe if I want to show this in a graphical representation, you see, I'll show you a graphical, especially for your board of directors or your big bosses. If you want to show something more graphical, then you can show something graphical here. You see, your boss may ask you why customers are leaving. Then you see the major reason is if the support tickets are too many from a single customer, then customers are leaving because they are not happy with your service or the products. So they leave. Okay. So this is how you predict certain things. Now, I just showed you only with one or two records, but think about, in your business, in your infrastructure, in your operations, using your server log files, your database log files, your security log files. Yeah, so this is just a concept. Okay, let me show you another. So this is something like a fraud detection, especially for, like security related professionals. So I'm going to detect a particular transaction, okay, whether it's fraudulent or not. So based on the transaction amount, okay. So I'm just randomly generating a data. You can see here, some banking amount is here. What is the hour of the day that is being transacted? And the transaction is how far from the distance from your home and is fraud or not. So if you're using your credit card or any cash card or whatever to do some transaction on certain hours of the day and is far from your home, is it really fraud or not? So I just generated some sample data. Now I'm going to use this sample data and I'm going to do some analysis. So first I need to train this model. Okay. So assume that you have built all these models. So the model training is complete. And what is the algorithm I'm using? I'm using an algorithm called logistics regression. Can you see here? So earlier I used a different algorithm. Now there's a different algorithm here. So like this, today in AI domain, there are, like hundred thousands of, like algorithms people are creating, and this just they're throwing to the open source. So the AI team has to pick which algorithm is helping for their business and they build their models. Okay. Now, once my model is ready, now I'm going to feed one particular transaction and I'm going to check whether this particular transaction is fraud or not. Yes, there's a transaction amount $4,500 in the data, and there is a fraud probability of 99.86. So, like the transaction is blocked. It has notified the customer through the SMS. This I'm showing you just now, right? But look at the real time. The bank is doing it. Okay, all the like hospitals or could also be doing if any medical records are being hacked or being like touched illegally. So like this, there's a lot of like models that you can develop. And if you connect one or more models, that become an agent. Okay, so what I'm showing you is just a simple two models now. One is a customer churn model, the other one is a fraud detection model. Now, again, if I want to see this graphically, if I want to show this to the big bosses, because big bosses, they don't understand all these, they don't want to see all the nitty-gritty stuff, right? So now let's generate a graph, something like this. I'm going to show you an interesting part. You see, this is a piece of code for generating the graph, right? When I click it, You can see. See, let's say this is your home. 0, 0 is your home. And how far? So all the green ones are the good ones. The red are the anomalies. So you can see that, like certain, this particular data that I entered, that, the data inside that we entered at the 4,599, like this, like if I feed more data into it, then all the red ones is showing the fraud one. So this is a fraud detection. Okay, this is based on the random number generation. So like this, because here we didn't have the real data, I'm just playing with the random numbers. But in your workplace, you will be using the real data. Okay, so just an overview for you. So we have the predictive AI and the Gen AI. Yeah, Gen AI will take a long time to execute, to create images and text. So I'm unable to show in this webinar, but it follows the same process like what I showed you. So predictive AI is more of a prediction. Gen AI is more about generating the text and images. So now the job market is growing steadily here for predictive AI in the last maybe 20 years in the form of data intelligence. So still it is valuable. You can't throw away this. Gen AI, which is generating all the new stuff where the job market is exploding. This is where a lot of, like emerging technologies, algorithms are being used. So finally, my favorite quote is, predictive AI is your analyst, whereas your Gen AI is your collaborator, is your assistant. So you need both. So that's why in Bridging Minds, we are starting with the AI Foundation course with the predictive and Gen AI theory. So you're going to learn both the predictive, AI, like stuff, and the Gen AI stuff. So in the predictive AI, you are going to learn about all the heuristic learning, supervised learning, reinforcement learning. You're also going to play around with some CNN. These are the neural networks. Okay, so all these concepts you're going to learn, but only at the foundation level, only concept level. You're not going to learn any programming here. So don't worry. So AI Foundation is targeted to any audience, to any, like a learner who wants to jump into the AI, like a career and see what's there. Now, like what people talk about, neural network and other things. We are not going to teach you Chat GPT. We are not going to teach you Gemini. Okay, that's not the intention of, Bridging Minds course. This is to help you to move towards the AI architect, AI consultant roles. So you need to start somewhere, right? So you have to start here. Then after you finish this, you may move into the AI specialist and then AI governance. So AI governance, ethics specialist, these are all for business leaders, like some, compliance managers, process owners. You can also go into this. Okay. Now, all these courses, right? We have joined hands with our business partner and also our knowledge partner called Architura. Architura is a Canadian-based like your organization. They have been there for quite a long time now. They have been there in the industry for more than like four decades. And especially the founder of this organization, he has written plenty of like research papers on service-oriented architecture. Yeah, during the late 90s and early 2000s, I have read his like papers and books on the SOA, service-oriented architecture. So now they have, like come out with a lot of, like AI and cloud related stuff. So you can browse this website. So this is what you're going to, like learn through Bridging Minds. Okay. So there's a plenty of, like courses and modules here. But for Singapore market, we are also going to bundle all these things in a proper way because they are teaching in a kind of a module basis, but we are not going to teach in module. We are going to teach in a kind of a bundled, so that, like we understand Singapore market, and we are also going through apply for skills future funding in the long run. So we are planning to get these, materials, and then we are going to get funded. Okay, so that's our plan. So later you can browse it. Okay, of course, plenty of information. If you have any doubts, yeah, you can email to our sales managers and consultants. They will help you. And finally, a last, like slide, I want to say that, like Bridging Minds is helping you, is guiding you to become an AI architect, AI consultant, so that you know both the technical, areas of AI and the business management and communication part. So being an architect, don't think that you are just only technical. No, you must know everything. You're not going to do, like a program everything, this is not for, like hardcore programmers. But if you want to know programming, go ahead. It's up to you. Okay, so, but you must know some, like a basic, like a understanding or reviewing some, so, like some Python codes. So that will help you to push your technical leadership roles a bit more in depth. Okay, so you may start with the foundation. And for foundation courses, we have some launching promotion. So with this slide, I'm finishing my presentation. And I'm passing my baton to Nicole, my marketing, manager. Yeah, she will, like give you more details, and wait for the Kahoot quiz. Yeah, there's a lot of fun there. Okay. So thank you all very much for listening. So, Nicole, you want to take over?
Yeah.
Mm.
Hi, Vijay. Hi, everyone.
Mm.
We do have one question in the Q&A chat, actually. Let me read it out. Yeah. So it's from Xiao Yan. She asks, as a business support personnel, how can AI help me perform my role more effectively and efficiently?
They are in the business support. If they are working as a kind of a, like a business analyst or a frontline person, selling business products and other things. So her role could be more like an AI product manager. So she can learn something about AI, and then she can speed up her business, like a selling or business marketing. So for her, like she has to focus towards on the AI product manager, so that she can sell some of the products very fast by utilizing AI competencies.
Yeah, we do have another question from Luke Chan. So he asks, are there courses that guides or teaches how to teach or train Gen AI or LLMs?
Yes, yes. We are, I mean, that's our next path. Okay. We are going to, like give you like future courses like AI specialist. Okay. AI, like agentic AI. So we are going to help you to, like design your in-house models. So that, like, we are going to release it after the foundation. Because first you need to know the foundation topic, like what exactly is about all these networks, the network components, the neural networks. Okay, only after that you can start building your language models. Now that will take some time for us. It will take another 6 months to release in the, we are in the pipeline of release line. Okay.
Thanks, Vijay. Another question from Pieter. So he asked, does this course provide an officially recognized certification?
Yes. If you look at the, when I shared the Architura website, Architura websites are industry recognized certificate. Yeah, you can go for it.
Jason has a question. He said, hi, will there be SCTP courses catered to the different path, engineer, consultant, or architect?
Thanks for asking that question. So I think it's very relevant. Maybe just to share on what BridgingMinds is doing in the area of SCTP. So we currently are working on SCTP in cybersecurity together with the cybersecurity agency. So it is in the process of seeking accreditation or funding support from SkillsFuture Singapore. As far as SCTP in AI is concerned, I think it is something in the plan, it's in the parking lot, but I don't think logically we would be progressing in the first half of this year, but plug into our marketing database, check our website regularly. If we have any news on new SCTP, we'll definitely announce it on our website. But the clear answer is yes, we have SCTP in cybersecurity coming out soon. Cybersecurity in AI, let's hold that for a moment. We will update on website if we have it coming.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. So now we have come to the most exciting segment of the event, Kahoot Quiz, where you can test your knowledge and stand a chance to win prize vouchers up to $50. So just some housekeeping rules before we begin. So please input your name so that we could identify you later on. So the top 3 winners will win either NTUC or Grab vouchers of your choice. The prize structures are as follows. First place will win $50 voucher, second place will win $20, and third place will win $10. Final question. Okay, let's see who's our winners. Congrats, Xiaoyan, for winning third place. Oh, congratulations to Clement for winning second place, and the first place goes to Murali. Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone for participating. Congratulations to our top 3 winners. So for everyone else, good effort. Our team will contact the winners at the end of the day on the prize redemption details. So please look out for an email. So now I'll hand over the time back to Daniel, our head of training, to share more about our exclusive discount that we are having for our AI Foundation course. Daniel, please.
Thanks, Miko. Thank you again, everybody, for attending the webinar, and thank you, Vijay, for your very wonderful sharing. I think I learned a lot from Vijay's session. Okay, if you see on the screen right now, you can see a QR code. For those of you who are interested or want to understand more about what we cover in the AI Foundation course, please scan the QR code and you will be able to look at the course outlines, exam or certification information, and more details. Right? We have a launch promotion for AI Foundation course. Our first class is from 23rd to 25th of March. The published fee is $1,350. We have a promotion rate of $1,100 for the March class. So for those who are interested, please scan the QR code, and we hope to see you in our first AI Foundation class in March. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us this morning. I know it's lunchtime now. I wish everybody a very, very wonderful lunch. And on behalf of everyone at BridgingMinds, early greetings for a wonderful Chinese New Year. We wish you good health and wealth and everything good in the year of the horse. So with that, I think let's end the webinar. Thank you very everybody, and have a most wonderful weekend ahead.